Performer Martha Masters, in her book Reaching the Next Level, finds that while she is practicing, her mind often wanders to other non-guitar related goings-on in her life. She will often stop her practicing and jot down on paper the details of those distracting thoughts and follow up on them after her practice session has completed. Douglas Neate found that he was having a wonderful time playing and practicing for endless hours, but he found that his practice sessions sometimes meandered as well. He often lacked sharp daily focus. Mr. Neate suggests that when you practice, establish a very specific goal or goals for every practice session. Saying to yourself that today I will get better is not enough. You must pinpoint one single aspect of a short passage that you are determined to master today. Possibly one session is not enough time to achieve your goal of, say, making a specific jump to a new position and playing the chord therein. So you must continue on the next practice session. Rafi Altunian tells his students not to rush. Play everything as slowly as you need in order to be able to play accurately and in a relaxed way. When you rush, your body gets tense. On the next day, repeat the passage slowly, but practice a few notes as you enter the passage and a few notes as you exit the passage. The next day, practice a slight increase in speed, still entering and exiting the passage. Take small steps, but focus on them. How many steps you perform in a day depends on how much time you're going to commit to your session that day. Try learning a long run of notes in a piece of music by practicing just the first 4 notes, for example. Then try entering the passage, playing the passage slowly, and leaving the passage using both hands. Be specific with your goals, but be realistic too. If you have only 30 minutes to practice today, choose only 1 or 2 goals. Either write the goal down on paper before you begin or announce your goal to yourself out loud. Use a metronome for longer passages, attending to your goal and leaving the passage all to the beat of that metronome. Every day, repeat a previous goal and practice a specific new one until you ultimately master the chosen piece of music. Another point made by Mr. Neate is to play a passage without visual clues. In other words, close your eyes and play. This forces you to listen to what you are playing. Listen and learn things about your piece that you never knew existed. Closing your eyes and playing will let you hear unwanted buzzes. You'll be able to focus on notes that did not have correct dynamics or correct tone. You might hear that your legatos and slurs are not very smooth or not being played evenly. Close your eyes, concentrate on what you hear. The brutal facts are these. It will take you 10,000 hours of concentrated practice to master the classical guitar. At 2 hours per day, every day. Do the math, that's almost 14 years. Of course, not everyone is learning the classical guitar just to reach a performance level. Martha Masters, in her book, also suggests that you must develop critical listening skills. She says technique is inconsequential if you do not have the ability to analyze what you are playing. Ms. Masters does not say it is necessary to close your eyes, but definitely listen to not only your own playing, but to the playing of others. On YouTube, a professional guitarist named Per Olof Kindgren, Kindgren, has over 250 guitar performance videos posted. Tune in to some of his videos. Close your eyes if you like. Listen to his playing. You can hear that he has a wonderful command of the dynamics and tone of his pieces. His touch is impressive, even though many of his chosen and written pieces are not demanding in technique. You can hear and feel the passion in Kindren's performances of each piece. Most of his pieces can be purchased at his website if you're impressed with his work. Scott Tennant refers briefly to practicing near the end of his book, Pumping Nylon, and confirms what other performing guitarists all say. Practice without a purpose is like a broken pencil. It's pointless. Mr. Tennant asks us to define not only our short-term daily goals before each practice session, but also keep in mind that there are long-term goals to visit every so often. For example, mastering your all-time favorite piece. My favorite has always been Bach's Fugue in A minor. I like the way Julian Breen plays it, who has retired from performing, as well as talented and commercial-looking Anna Vidovich. Both can be seen playing Bach's Fugue on YouTube. Only now, after 35 years of playing, after on-again, off-again practicing, am I finally willing to attempt it as part of a very long-term goal. But getting back to short-term goals, Scott Tennant says that there is always something you can improve on, no matter how small. Whenever you pick up your instrument, short-term goals are always in plentiful supply, even if it is just to improve the tone of a few notes in a piece of music. As Mr. Tennant says, quote, "We are striving for that little glimmer of excellence, whether goals are long-term or short-term." Here's another great point that Martha Masters makes to help you in your practice sessions. As you play a piece, sing the melody out loud. Masters finds that her concentration is almost flawless when she hums or sings the melody of the piece. Her thoughts do not drift to other non-guitar things. Not only does it increase her concentration on the sounds that she's making, but it also increases her expressiveness. American guitarist Christopher Parkening sings the melody quietly to himself even while performing for an audience. If you sit up close, you'll hear him clearly humming along to the melody as he plays. Actually, quite an unwanted distraction for those of us sitting in the front rows. Noted author and performer Charles Duncan, D-U-N-C-A-N online, who gives master classes in classical guitar, states in his book entitled The Art of Classical Guitar Playing, quote, "Even if our voices are not especially good, the shape, direction, feeling we instinctively impart to a melody in singing can often serve as a model for the hands in playing. The habit of singing will bring him or her nearer to the goal of all instrumental expression, the illusion of song." Personally, I very quietly hum the melody of a learned piece while playing. It helps me to keep from losing my focus on the music as well, and helps me to eliminate what golfers call the yips. The fear of making a mistake that becomes so real, a mistake is inevitable as the mind wanders away from the notes and begins to focus on the possibility of landing on the wrong fret or plucking an incorrect string. As has been said many a time, you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Martha Masters also suggests that when practicing, take some time to record yourself as you play a portion of a piece. Use a computer and a microphone or some sort of handheld recording device such as a camcorder. It's a great practicing tool if you're prepared to listen to yourself critically. Make notes on a piece of paper about what you hear. For example, measure 16 needs more pianissimo, or the scale in measure 27 needs to be clear, or measure 56 needs to be played slightly more slowly with softer tones. Obviously, you will need to number measures in pencil along the left margin of the piece of music you are playing if it has not already been done for you by the publisher. If you are not truly listening to what you are playing and to what is going on, you will never really learn what there is to improve. Thank you.